Hi, I'm Ted, and welcome to our 10-part series of gentle yoga for physical therapy. So when I think of physical therapy, I think of healing. I think of using the body in a certain way, using certain exercises, ultimately remedial exercises to help our body back into its natural shape, which is ultimately optimum health. So we can stand tall, so we can have a nice big free range of motion. And this whole entire 10-part course is going to specifically go through the body and give you different kinds of movements for each specific part of the body. When I think of yoga, I think of breathing, I think of intention, I think of breathing, I think of intention, and I think of having this deeper meaning behind the movements. So if we have our intention of physical therapy and healing, along with breathing and a little bit of more attention to just kind of a calmer sense, we get gentle yoga for physical therapy. Yes. And lots of healing. So we're going to start with the neck. So the neck has muscles called the sternocleidomastoid. You might be tested on that. Sternocleidomastoid and the scalenes sort of deeper inside beneath there. So first what we're going to do is you're just going to stand. You could even sit if you wanted to in a chair, but you're just going to relax. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a diagram on anatomy of the spine. So as I turn to the side, you notice there's a natural curve. We all have a curve here. This curve, if it's really big, sometimes you'll see people with a big sway back. It's called lordosis. So if they're lordotic, if they have a big, huge sway back. And what you want to do is engage the abdomen, slightly tuck the tailbone, and stretch out your hamstrings, because that could be causing more lordosis. However, you want a nice natural curve in the spine. Then you have the middle thoracic spine that kind of curves the opposite direction. Then you have your neck. And sometimes our neck ultimately should be back. So jaw parallel, neck slightly back. So it's not like this. Sometimes you see people like this. Sometimes, more often, you see people like this. And what's happening here is the neck is not only does not have its natural curve, but it's either straight up and down, which doubles the amount of pressure or tension or weight of the head on the muscles. So let's say your head is an average of 12 pounds. If your neck does not have its natural curve and does not sit on the spine properly, and you're forward slightly, which doesn't really feel like very much, it's double the amount. So you're putting twice the amount of stress on your neck than you could be. If it's 2 inches forward, you're putting 4 times the amount. It basically doubles that. So this, and we shower like this, we read like this, you know, we drive like this, and then that's ultimately why we end up like this. So the idea is you want to pull back, okay? So these muscles, over time, they stretch and they stretch and they stretch and they stretch. So our job now is going to be to lengthen up, pull back, but we first need to stretch and create some space in there. So, relaxing the shoulders, think about at least getting long for the moment, and then just drop your head to one side. So we're dropping your head to one side and breathing. So you want to feel this stretch on the opposite side here. This is the sternocleidomastoid in the beginning. Again, there might be a test on that, but there might not be. So keep breathing and soften. Just soften, relax, and breathe. It takes about 30 seconds for the muscle to relax. So you're just here, breathing softly, totally relaxing. A couple more breaths. That's going to be about 30 seconds, I would imagine. And then we're going to switch sides. So back to the middle, and then a gentle switch on the other side. This time I'll actually look at my timer to make sure that we're going about 30 seconds. And just breathe. So on a scale of 1 to 10, let's say 10 is your threshold of pain. So if you were at a 10, that would equal pain. 9, almost, not quite, but 5 for sure would just be a nice stretch. I want you somewhere between a 6 and an 8. So a couple more breaths. So nice stretch, but never pain, never pain. If you're feeling pain, you've gone too far. One more breath, and then back to the middle. So we're going to go back to the first side. Same stretch, First side, breathe. Now you're going to take that opposite arm and reach it away from you. As you reach it away, you're going to get a deeper stretch in the neck, which is what we want. Hold for a couple breaths. Now that it's open, now that it's a bit more relaxed, we're going to take it deeper. From here, you're going to drop your chin down slightly. As you drop the chin down, you might feel this more on the back side of your neck. As you feel that, you're going to reach your arm slightly forward, which is going to intensify the stretch on the back side of the neck. That muscle, the sternocleidomastoid, is kind of a weird shaped trapezoid type muscle, so it's tricky to get the whole thing at once, but this is good. Just keep relaxing and breathing, and then we're going to go back. So now you're going to keep the head to the side, but start to lift the chin up. As you do that, you might start to feel it on the front side. We're still in the sternocleidomastoid. And then, I just like saying that. And then reaching the arm back, breathing deep, feeling this stretch in the front side. Good. And then back to the middle, drop the arm, and already maybe you feel a little bit more space. We go to the other side. Other side, find your stretch, reach the arm away, keep breathing. And soften, using the breath to connect with your innermost self, the place inside you that wants to be free and flexible and strong. Now you're going to drop the chin down slightly, arm forward slightly, keep breathing. Good, and then we're going to start to lean back gently. As you lean, again, the chin goes up. I say back because you're reaching the arm back, chin going up slightly, breathing deeply, stretching the front side of your neck here. And again, it's all like an exploration through your own body. So if I tell you to do something and it hurts you, then you can't do it. It doesn't make sense. So physical therapy, again, is all about really healing. So that's what we want to do, find some stretches that help heal. All right, now you're coming back to the middle, drop the arm, lift the head up. So in the middle, we're going to do some shoulder rolls first, and you might feel some openness, some tenderness, some newfound flexibility there. Shoulders have a big ingredient, big to do with the neck, so it's all kind of connected. We're all connected. So we're going to get to the shoulders in lesson 2. So you're going to go the opposite direction. So these are simple movements. I'm standing, but you can do them sitting as well. If you do them sitting, make sure that you're sitting with your body upright. Okay? And so now we're going to turn the head all the way as far as you can to one side. So now you're stretching inside the neck, little bit of sternocleidomastoid, more of the scalenes, which are a little bit deeper set into the neck more. So, but don't drop the chin down. Keep your jaw parallel to the floor if possible. Turn it as much as you can. Don't turn the upper body. Keep the upper body facing forward, and then just turn as much as you can. Feel it. You might feel it in the back of your neck on this side, the opposite side you're turning, and then opposite direction. So now you're turning the other way. Keep breathing. So, and again, if there's pain, just kind of feel that out. See if you can work through it a bit. And again, not to force yourself through it, but just to kind of erase the pain. So just that little movement for me, I was like, oh, wait a second, it's tight in there. So then I just kind of move the shoulder a little bit, and then there's some more space. So you have to feel it out for you. Again, keeping the neck nice and long, turning, breathing. If you feel like you want to start to pull back on the opposite side to give it a little bit of what's called opposing action in yoga. It's one of the fundamentals, opposing action. But always keep your breathing, the yoga part, coming into the breathing, your intention of optimum healing. One more breath. Back to the middle. So again, that's when you're turning the neck that way, you're getting more into the scalenes, a little bit deeper. Now we're just going to do some circles, and not whirling dervish circles, but just head circles. And easy with this. So you've kind of opened up a little bit. There should be some space in there, even if it's just a fraction more. Now you're going to just take a some gentle circles. If you could think of small circles, medium circles, and big circles, I want you to take medium circle. You should feel the space inside the neck, like gears on a wheel, right? There's those little ball bearings. You want some space in there. You want them to be able to kind of roll, and I mean, they're not rolling, but we want some mobility in there. Now, opposite directions, so we're doing about 5 on each side. And if you felt like these were okay and you wanted to start to go a little bigger, you could go a little bigger so that when you came down, you would feel it in the back. When you went to the side, you would feel the big sternocleidomastoid. When you went back, you would feel some of the front muscles stretch. Right, that would be a bigger neck stretch. So I'm just going to do that. If you feel like you're up for it, go for it. The neck is very sensitive, and there's a lot of arteries, nerves that's connected to your brain, a lot of stuff that's going on in there, your throat. So you don't want to go too deep. Now we're going to go opposite direction, big. So this is a big stretch for me. And go back. So the bigger the stretch in this particular way, the slower you would want to go. So you don't want to do big, huge stretches like this fast. And think of it as an internal massage. Think of it as someone going inside your neck and kind of bringing some of this stuff out. Okay, so that's all. Now we're going to go just some smaller circles and just see if there's a little bit more space in there. Opposite direction. Couple on each side. Good, and we'll give it a few shoulder rolls. Backward and then forward, same. Good, and that's it. So now, create a little bit more space in your neck. And if you can remember to pull back. When you're driving the car, I know it feels a bit strange at first, but ultimately that's where you want to be. You want to be pulling your chin back slightly so that you have this natural curve on your neck, even if it feels weird. So sit up straight in your car if you're doing that, if you're in a seat and at a desk or reading, like the couch, slumping in the couch is not good for your spine. So a neck, so sit up tall, sit on the edge of the couch, or if you're going to slump back, do it for a short period, but then sit up back on the edge. Force yourself to get into the habit of nice long neck, chin back slightly, and breathe. Right? And then we're going to get into shoulders next, but that is lesson 1 for your neck. I'm Ted, and I will see you next time. Namaste.